Hello, my name is Kathleen Lisson. I am a lymphedema therapist and a board certified massage therapist in San Diego, California. And this is my clinical pearls that I picked up in today's advanced compression class. The class was from Jobst, which is a compression manufacturer. So it's a really great opportunity for lymphedema therapists to attend this class. If it's coming into your area, I highly recommend it. You can learn about their full line of garments and accessories, and then they will also bring patients in, and you will see how they're measuring for the custom garments for both upper and lower extremities. So this is a great class to take if you've been a lymphedema therapist for a couple years. I've been a lymphedema therapist for 10 years this year, but it's especially great if you're a new lymphedema therapist that just started, because this will really get you the information you need to be confident in giving compression garments to your clients. So I will talk about two different areas. First, elastic taping, some clinical pearls, and then second, the garments, including the wear of the garments, tips on how to wear garments, and then how to figure out which garment to give a client if they're on a GLP-1 receptor agonist, which I love hearing that. It's more of a new tip that we didn't really know 5 years ago. All right, so let's talk about, we'll start with taping. So they do have a elastic tape brand that you can buy in their catalog, and some tips for using elastic taping on people who have lymphedema. The first is if they're wearing the tape over a couple days and then they're going to go in and get that water exercise, they're sweating, or they're taking a shower. The tip is to, if the kinesio tape was wherever it is on the body, to go ahead and rub it before getting wet or before sweating, because rubbing on the kinesio tape is going to help that adhesive to bond more tightly on, so you can get through that episode of sweating, that episode of being in the pool. That was a really good tip. And the more friction, so actually the more rubbing, the more friction that that tape has, that's more also unfortunately increasing the potential for skin reaction. So sometimes we'll see like a sensitivity to it, and it might be because there's a lot of friction on the tape itself that might be causing a skin reaction. So that is another tip to understand with the taping. And then just to reiterate, and a lot of us know this, but the point of taping is not to pull the tape to its full length and then place it down. That's also a ticket straight to the client's skin being very angry with you. It's no good to pull that tape really tight. And if we're helping with lymphedema, actually letting the tape ripple, and you see the tape rippling on the skin, is actually good for the body's lymphatic system. So we don't want the tape to be really tight. And in fact, if the tape is a little bit ripply, that's helping with the swelling reduction. All right, so let's talk about garments. So some just obvious things that we know if we're garment fitters. If you have a ready-to-wear compression stocking, so I wear compression socks every day. I got them from a box. They're not custom fit. That is a daytime garment. It's meant to be worn when my leg is in gravity. Don't wear ready-to-wear compression stockings at night. You will need a separate night garment, because that will be too much compression on the legs. And the compression stocking is designed to be worked against the muscle. So it's designed to work best when I'm actually walking, when my muscles are flexing, not when I'm asleep at night. So we have separate night garments and separate day garments. If you have inelastic compression, so there are big inelastic compressions called the Faro wrap. And that inelastic compression, the compression itself doesn't have to, with the Velcro straps, doesn't have to be washed every day, but the client should change the liner that's underneath their compression stocking every day. Um, if the garment cannot go in the dryer, so you have to read the instructions on the tag. And if the garment says don't dry it, don't put it in the dryer after you wash it, do not hang the garment in the sunshine, because the way that sun beats down on the garment, that might be creating possibly the same or a similar amount of heat than you're actually putting the garment in the dryer. So if the garment is not supposed to go in the dryer, don't let it dry in the strong sunshine either. If you're washing a Velcro garment and it has Velcro on it, they want you to, if you're not going to hand wash it, put it inside like a lingerie bag to wash it, and then be very cognizant of the other items you're washing in that same load. So best practices would be just wash that garment by itself. But what you don't want to do is wash the Velcro of the garment with any other garment, like a sweater, something that might be giving lint off in the washing machine. And then that is going to ruin the Velcro. It's going to attach right the Velcro, isn't it? So don't wash your Velcro garment with sweaters, with anything that is going to, anything that's fluff is going to get on the Velcro and ruin the Velcro. And what I was talking about earlier, the GLP-1 receptor agonists, we're seeing a lot of weight loss and rapid and large weight loss with the GLP-1 receptor agonists, especially like maybe the triple Gs or the double GLP and GIPs. If you are having a client that is coming to you for reduction, they're on a GLP-1 receptor agonist, they're wanting to lose an amount of weight, you expect with their volume reduction plus their weight loss to have more than a 20% reduction on that limb. It's a wise choice to choose the trim to fit Pharaoh wrap for them. So if we are going to have more than a 20% reduction on that limb, start with that trim to fit Pharaoh wrap. Then you can continue trimming it and making it smaller as the client reduces. And one last tip before I send you away, the hair on the legs. So if someone has hair on their legs, it's a good marker of the fact that they should have enough adequate blood circulation in their legs that they can support growing hair on their legs. So that's actually a good sign as a lymphedema therapist for me to see a client that has hair on their legs, that has a hairy leg, because that means there's enough blood circulation in the skin, in the limb, to support the growth of hair. So if you want to see how much healthier your leg is getting, you might want to let your hair grow instead of shaving it every day, so you can see if your limb is, over the space of months, over the space of years, getting healthier, so it's actually growing more hair. So instead of usually in society, we'd love to have less hair on our legs. It's actually a good sign if you're growing more hair on your legs. It may mean that you're taking care of your lymphedema more effectively. Thanks and have a great day.